Given what you said about like Cardi fans reacting to, your takes and what you've said about his music, over the course of time that you've reviewed him, what in your experience would you say is the most like ferocious fan base that you've kind of come face to face with in terms of like a review that you did or reactions that they've had?
I find myself like maybe going to vent on Twitter every now and again about which fan base is the worst, but I do think that most of them have like, it's really whatever is in front of you at the moment. I'm sure if you gave like Nicki Minaj a horrible review, the Barbs are going to tear your ass up. Kanye, if you give him a negative review, they're going to be up your ass, So I think in the moment that this is the worst. And then I do another one and it's like, no, this is the worst. So everyone is just bad, like equally to an extent, whatever stand base. But I think the worst one is probably Eminem. It's probably Eminem. I remember doing the Music to Be Murdered By review. And I think out of everyone on YouTube, I was probably the harshest on that record. And I still don't take anything back. Everything I said in there, I just feel the exact same way, even more so now that he released the deluxe to it. But I remember, I think maybe a month had passed and I looked at the like to dislike ratio was like 10,000 likes and it was like 18,000 thumbs down. And I'm looking in the comment section. I'm like, oh, these people are ripping my ass apart. This is crazy. Like they are on me. I'm going through, and it's like they're nitpicking every little thing. And I took myself to task to make sure like you can't take me out of context.
They analyze every Eminem lyric. They're gonna look at everything you say.
Of course, I understand. But I'm like, I took myself through the effort to make sure you couldn't take anything I said out of context. So even if you want to be mad right now, it's just because you want to be mad. I didn't say anything wrong. I didn't say anything out of the way about him. I love Eminem. If people knew my relationship with Eminem, they would know that this tears me apart to have to say this. I don't want to talk bad about anybody, honestly. It's not fun, but it's almost like a necessary evil if you run a channel that talks about music.
Yeah, I think like generally speaking, in my own opinion, obviously like, negative reviews are going to get negative reactions. And,
right.
The audience generally is not going to like a negative review just as a concept. Right. But, that being said, like, I feel like if you're never negative, if everything is great to you, like people aren't going to take you seriously, because it's like, oh, well, that person likes everything, or he's just, uncritical because, he thinks everything's good. And if you think everything's good, I mean, that's not reality. Not everything is good. But whatever. I'll agree with you on the Eminem thing. In my experience, the fan bases, I'm not going to say the worst, but like the ones that are the most contentious are the ones that never seem to let things go and are not the ones, because every like you said, every fan base does this. You do a review, it's negative, it's not the best take, or it's not the most praise, it's not bringing the most praise. And then, the fans come in and they don't like it. And, there's discourse and then it's like over. Like for me, the fan bases that stick out to me the most are the ones that are talking about you when you're not saying anything about their favorite artist.
True, yeah. That happens a lot.
Like when in the middle of December, the Eminem Reddit is still posting about me, and I'm just like, why? I have not said anything about Eminem since his last. I haven't said anything about Eminem for months. Why are you posting about me?
They don't let it go. They keep it for a while. That's why, like I said, I don't agree with you like on a lot of your musical opinions. I do still think they're generally well thought out. I have a level of respect for you that goes beyond a lot of people, because I know you've been going through it for like, at least until you did like maybe that Redux review. I know that like they were on your ass for a whole decade about My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Oh, they're still on my ass. They're still.
Yeah, but really that's because you doubled down. Like you did double down, but before, like I could imagine I don't know what that decade looked like for you. Like after you gave it.
Here's the thing for me. I mean, it's like I feel like with me, perspective on music is always the fucking long game. At least for me personally. Not liking one single fucking record, even if a lot of people think it's the best record from a single artist, isn't a big fucking deal to me, because there's so many other Kanye records I like, and there's so many other Kanye records I've reviewed. I'm not going to sink my whole fucking life and personality and like perspective into this one that I didn't like. I'm not going to let it haunt me for the rest of my fucking life. You know, it's like there's going to be records from everybody that I'm going to enjoy. There's going to be records from everybody that I don't enjoy. And like, it's not a big fucking deal to me that I just sort of didn't really either get one or didn't like one. And, it's at least in my opinion, like move the fuck on. you know? But again, you know, like in my experience, Eminem fans are strong. Fiona Apple fans, I know you liked her last record.
Yeah.
You know, after my review, which wasn't even the most scathing, like far from the most scathing, I generally liked it. I think she has stronger LPs, but I had blog posts about me. People were telling me I hated women in the comments, even though I very positively reviewed her music in the past. Like, I love Idler Wheel. I think that record's fantastic. But you know, like I hate women. Again, blog post after blog post. It was pretty vicious. But again, you know, the people who are thinking about you when you're not thinking about them, those are the fan bases you need to worry about, I think.
Yeah, I could understand.